Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we are back on the Hermitcraft server. It is a fine episode. I am very happy to be here. I refuse to say the number of the episode, not because I find it childish, I just know what people in the comment sections of YouTube videos are like, and I'm not gonna go there. So, what are we going to be doing in today's episode? Well, if you missed the last one, you will have missed all of this stuff, all of this good stuff that you can see in front of you. And if you did miss it, then I would suggest checking it out because it is a good one. We built this giant automatic sorting system. Now, it's got 2 layers, and what it does is it sorts all of the items in this run of chests automatically, so I don't have to go along placing in each set of items because that gets pretty boring pretty quickly. So this will do it all automatically, and I won't have to worry about that one. But the only issue is that it is only half done. The sorter itself is pretty much complete. We just need to put all of the items into the hoppers. But what we do need is we need an item elevator that will take the items up from this chest along and into this hopper line. So that is what we are going to do now. But whilst I do that, I thought I would do a time lapse whilst I talk over it because I have a few things that I want to discuss with you that really are playing on my mind. So let's begin. Now, as always, I understand that some of you really don't enjoy these time-lapse chat things that I do, so I will put a link down in the description, the comment section, and also on the screen that will allow you to skip this little time-lapse and crack on with the rest of the Hermitcraft episode. But the thing that I want to talk to you about today is the fact that I am becoming social. I am going to be a social YouTuber from this point forth, and it's not been that I've never liked talking to you before, okay? It's just that I've never really put much time into things external to this channel. What I mean by that is that I've had this YouTube channel, and that's pretty much been it. I just play Minecraft on it, and then I've also had a Twitter account, but I never really mentioned that in videos. So if you aren't following me on Twitter, I would highly suggest it because it's a great place to get updates about my channel. If there's something that you want to know, it is the best place to ask me a question because I'm always on Twitter. I love reading through Twitter, and I love reading through all of your tweets to me, answering questions, etc, etc. So I'll put a link to my Twitter down in the description. It is also at that Mumbo Jumbo if you want to search it up. But also, what I have done is I have got myself a second channel, and I recently uploaded a video to this. It was just me messing about on a car game with a face cam, and it was a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun playing games without having any sort of pressure, whereas on this channel, if I were to upload a video of me playing another game, I would make sure that it was perfect. I would make sure that, you know, everything that I did was correct, whereas on the second channel, it's a little bit more fun, and it's a little bit more laid back. So I will be uploading videos on there. That will be footage of me playing other games, doing face cam type stuff, vlogs, life updates, car vlogs, whatever you want to call it. It's basically going to be the chilled out Mumbo Jumbo channel, because here's the thing. I was thinking the other day, this channel that I've got here, this Mumbo Jumbo one right now, is very much Minecraft focused, and that is absolutely fine, but some of you, there might only be a few of you, might like me as a person, and you're not really that fussed about the whole Minecraft stuff. So if you do enjoy the videos because you enjoy watching me, then the second channel is definitely for you. If you only enjoy watching Minecraft and actually find me really boring and irritating, then that is fine. Continue watching the Minecraft channel. And the next thing that I want to say, and this is very quick, is the fact that I actually have myself an Instagram. I know, I was never expecting to get an Instagram because I've always thought it was silly, but I installed it the other day, and it's actually quite a lot of fun. So my Instagram name is Official Mumbo. Once again, I will put my link down in the description so that you can check that out. Take a look at some of the pictures that I take. They're not particularly interesting. I think there's a few of my barbecues, a few of my setups, one of my mum, I believe, on Mother's Day. So, yeah. Not really that thrilling, but I would suggest checking it out because, you know, it's all good fun. But anyway, I think I've done enough chattering for today's episode. Let's get back to Hermitcraft. As you saw from that time-lapse footage, this is all complete now. We have got ourselves a functional item elevator. So when the player comes along, puts an item in this chest, it will run through these hoppers, up this item elevator, and along this very top line of hoppers that I think you can just about see in the dark up there. Yeah, they're not the best colour, but anyway, yeah, the items will run along the top like this, and if they don't get sucked down into one of the chests, they will then go along like this, drop down here and go into this bottom row of hoppers that will then run along into the bottom row of chests, and that means that we have got ourselves a 2-tier sorting system. So all of these chests are independent of one another, which really is very useful because that means that we can get twice as many items in as we would have done originally. But now what I have got to do is I have got to do the boring and laborious task of filling up each one of these hoppers. It means that I have got to put precisely 22 or 24 items into each one of these hoppers so that it can be used effectively as a sorting system, because at the minute it isn't actually sorting anything. Any item will just flow through each one of these sections and it wouldn't work properly at all. So yes, now I've got to fill up all of these hoppers. It is going to take a while, it's going to be incredibly boring, but I'll crack straight on and do it. The top layer is now complete, and it's really odd doing this because the thing that doesn't take the time is filling them up. That doesn't take long at all. The issue is that you have to have all of the resources in the row. If you have a gap in all of your resources, then that means that the whole sorting system is not going to work. So I've had to go out on a little bit of an adventure and find half of this stuff. But anyway, what we're going to do now is a little bit of a tester. So over here, this chest is empty. That is for our wooden slabs, and I've by accident placed one down. And what I'm going to do is head over to our chest over here and dump a bunch of them in there, and hopefully they make their way over to the other chest. Now this is going to be the moment of truth because I don't really know, is this going to work? You're not going to be able to see any of the redstone from down at the bottom here, but let's take a look. And if we head round here, we should see that all of those items are now flowing into this chest, and yes, that is successful. Look at that, they are going in. That has been successfully sorted. Now you may notice that we have slightly less than what we put in, and that is because a few of those are stuck in the item elevator. Only 3 items get stuck. It's not really a big deal because if you put a bulk number of items in, then they will get stuck in there. But as soon as you put more items in, then they will continue onwards. So you're not actually losing any items, they are just temporarily being stored in some of these droppers here. Done, 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 and done. The sorting system is now completely complete. I had to switch these two around, and that is because I had a bit of a brainwave midway through doing this. Basically, I was going out and finding exactly 22 of each item, and it turns out I didn't really need to because I can actually put one of each item in and then put a bunch of cobblestone in. And I know what you're thinking, but Mumbo, won't cobblestone go through this and mess up the whole system? No, this is the genius thing. Because cobblestone is the first thing to be sorted out when the item goes through the sorting system, so the item will come across like this, and then if it is cobblestone, it will drop down into this chest. That means that we will never, ever have any cobblestone flowing through the system. And what that means is that I can then use cobblestone as a sort of no block. No block, don't drop down into this chest sort of thing. So hopefully it works. If it doesn't, then this whole project will fail miserably and we'll have items spewing everywhere. But we're not going to think about that. Now we are going to crack on with something else. I just thought I would take a really quick moment over here just before we start the next project to show some of you new guys something that happened a few months ago, because recently I have been called a cheater a few times for using so much iron. They're like, "Ah, you're wasting all your iron." Just to let you know, iron is the most abundant resource that we have on Hermitcraft. I have more iron than I have cobblestone. If you look in all of these chests here, these are all iron. Yep, filled right to the brim from that corner all the way up to this corner here. So really, there is absolutely tons of the stuff. We have iron blocks in here as well, and that is because of this little baby. I built this around about 2 or 3 months ago. It is called the Iron Foundry, and it produces 1,400 iron an hour. As you can see, we get iron golems falling into this lava every couple of seconds ago, and yeah, it really does work very well. It runs all the time, 24/7, as this is in the spawn chunks, so it is absolutely fantastic for producing iron, and that is why I do a lot of my redstone stuff on iron blocks. So there we go, now you know. The last thing that I need to do in this build before I forget anything is I need to run all of the items off into our rejected items chest. Otherwise, they could back up through our sorting system. So I thought I might as well do that on camera, as it's not particularly difficult. We just need to run a line of hoppers from this all the way over into this chest. Like I say, it shouldn't be too hard. So just a little bit of hopper placement. It's a little bit annoying playing in survival mode, placing hoppers, because you have to do a lot of sort of pillaring up and placing downwards and other such things. So I believe we are on the correct level now. We still have 14 hoppers to go. We are going to need to avoid hitting any of this, because this is all redstone and it might end up locking up our hoppers, which we definitely don't want to do. So we'll just run it around the back like this and then into this hopper. And by the look of things, we have got more than enough hoppers here. So just a bit like that. And that means that hopefully, if we do put an item in that isn't actually in the sorting system, it won't back up through here, which will eventually block up the system. It will just travel along and down into our rejected items chest. So there we go. That is that one down. Now I need to do a little bit of decorating around here to make it look just that little bit nicer. Another thing that I thought I would quickly do before we get on with something else is I thought I would create a bin. I'm getting pretty sick and tired of just chucking my items about and throwing them around my base because I want to get rid of them. Instead, I thought we would have a designated area in which we can place all of our items in. They will go down and be dropped off into cactus. Probably not lava, because there is a ton of wood everywhere and I really don't want to see my base be burnt down. So I thought I would do this little bit on camera because it is quite simple. However, you may notice we have got quite a lot of redstone bits and bobs about, and also I have to be careful because I still have all of the water from the cow farm, so I'm going to have to do something about that at some point. But yes, this is our dropper here, and this is what's going to fill up with items, and all of those items are actually going to be dropped outwards. Now, one thing that's just come to mind is that we have all of our chests here, but I think the hoppers end for those over there, so we should be okay. So then what I'm going to do is, first off, I need to clear a bit of area out here so that I can actually see what is going on. And we are going to create a rapid firing clock coming out of this dispenser that only turns on when there are items inside the dispenser. And these things are actually quite big. They're a little bit bigger than you would imagine. So we need ourselves a comparator. Got one of them. And then block here. Redstone dust on top of this block, as well as a block like this. And then we need redstone dust there with blocks like this and blocks on the other side as well. It's really hard to see. I know that you can't get any idea of what's going on here, so I apologise for that. And then we need to run this repeater back round into this comparator. And hopefully, because I used this mechanism earlier, we should see that if we were to put an item in here, it would sort of fire. I think we've actually just done it. Yeah, that is the whole mechanism done. So if we were to dump a bunch of items in here, you will see I use a trap chest so that if you place the wrong item in, for example, my sword, then it won't go down. And then when we let go of the chest, you will see that the item should get dropped out. And now I will head off, find a piece of cactus, and that will be that all done. Nice. Here is the plan. I got distracted a few times there, doing little niggly bits around the base, but the little bin was a good idea, and obviously we needed the overflow chest, so it wasn't like it was wasted time. But now, as you can see, I'm in my fresh motor. Look at this thing go. Got at least like 500 horsepower or something. But yes, we are currently in the nether, traveling along a very, very long nether tunnel on our way over to the Mesa biome. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we need a lot of clay. We need tons and tons of hardened clay, not necessarily because we are going to be using it in any form of project. I just want to have lots of it. I'm one of those kind of people that if I have lots of something, I will be more than likely to use it, and hardened clay is something that I really want to get into. I've seen a few people building with it recently, and it looks really, really good. So what I'm going to do is head over there, get myself set up in a third-person time-lapse, and completely go to town on that place. Go ham with my pickaxe, take out every single piece of hardened clay that I see, and hopefully we can get a giant batch load of it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have done a whole bunch of mining here, and actually taking a step back, it doesn't really look like that much, does it? It really doesn't look too impressive. I don't know about you guys, but from like back here with the cross section that I've got going on, yeah, I feel like it almost wasn't that much. But here's the thing. I was mining with an efficiency 5 pickaxe, and you may be thinking, whoa, that's crazy then. There's no complaints there. But the thing is that I always thought that efficiency 5 on hardened clay actually gave you insta-mine. You could just plow on through and everything like that. But it turns out it looks like you need yourself a haste beacon, which is something that I didn't have, and that would have sped up the process so much. We would have been completely done almost instantly. So that's a bit of a shame, really, that I forgot to do that, and it's a bit of a schoolboy error by myself. But anyway, if we take a look in my ender chest up here, if we can actually get to my ender chest, whereabouts is it? Can't see anything. It is dark. It's quite hard to read all of this hardened clay. But as you can see, I have filled up my ender chest and also my inventory. And oh, okay, I'm gonna have to stay away from those sorts of areas there, because it seems to be covered in mobs entirely, and I don't actually have my sound on at the minute, just because I hate playing with the sound on in a time lapse. I don't know why, but yes, you can see that we have absolutely tons of hardened clay. That is going to be plenty for any project that I can see doing in the foreseeable future. But here's the thing. Because of that haste 2 thing and the whole beacon stuff, I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be really cool if we could get this part of the mountain right the way down to the floor? And I reckon we could do that with a haste 2 beacon. But we are not going to be doing that in today's episode, because I think I've just about run out of time. But you can expect to see that at some point in the near future as well, so that could be something to look forward to, because I really do love mining things at the minute. You may have noticed I did the massive hole in my base, and now I am taking out mountains in the desert. I feel like such an explorer right now. Look, I even have battle scars, the one in my knee's just gone, but I have an arrow in my eye, so it's pretty sweet. But anyway, I hope that you did enjoy this video, ladies and gentlemen. I had a great time recording it. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.